Good morning, students. How are you all? I hope you all are good. And I think, and you have given me some of the photographs of yesterday's that you have enlightened the candles or diyas. That was great done by you. And I hope you are safe at home. So from today, like last week, last previous 2 weeks, we have done grammar. That was the basic, and somehow we have covered the syllabus. But now from today I'm going to deliver the lectures on our textbook that I'm having. I got it. So don't panic that you don't have books or notebooks. You just need to go through my lecture, go through this video or audio, and you will be having your textbooks. I will give you the PDF file, so download the PDF, cam scanner, even PDF you have to download in your phone, and you will get the textbooks in your phone. So I hope you will study with me. So next session, so now I'm going to deliver the lecture on your with your first chapter. So thank you guys. I hope you will listen and watch it carefully. Thank you.
So here is it, your first chapter, that is The Selfish Giant. It's a short story about a giant who dislikes the children and lived in his castle. And in his castle there was a beautiful garden in which pine trees were there, and you will read about his garden in this poem also, in this chapter also. And he was very selfish. And the selfish means that he was very mean by nature. But when spring refuses to visit his garden, he learned to appreciate children and allow them to come in his garden. Before that, he never allowed the children to come in his garden because he didn't like their voice. He didn't like their voice, their playing. So that the children are disturbing him when they were playing. So this you will read in this chapter, that what happened when the giant allowed them to play in his garden. So here is a story, and this story is written by Oscar Wilde. Here you can see, this is a brief note. You can see this. He is the author, Oscar Wilde. He was born on 1854 and to 1900. Was a prolific Irish author who wrote plays, fiction means imagination stories, essays, epigrams and poetry. He graduated from Oxford University and was one of the popular playwrights of his times. He also took an active part in the fashionable society of London and depicted its customs and habits in his plays with great humor. He also wrote moral stories for children. The Selfish Giant was part of his collection, The Happy Prince and Other Tales published in 1888. Now, here I would like to explain you this story in brief, and you all have to read this story twice and pick out the difficult words from this story, and you have to learn the vocabulary also. So I'm going to start the story. The explanation is that every afternoon as they were coming from school, who is referred to they is referred to the children who used to go and play in his garden, in Giant's garden. So in the second paragraph you can see here that his garden has been explained in this paragraph, that it was a very large, lovely garden with soft green grass. There were flowers, and there were 12 peach trees that in the springtime broke out into delicate blossoms of pink and pearl, and in the autumn bore rich fruit. So everybody likes fruit in their trees. So he was having that garden, and on those trees there were the birds who sang so sweetly, and children were not able to stop them playing over there and listen the songs of birds. So they cried to each other that how happy they were there. So after their school, they used to come in his garden and enjoy their playing. But one day, when Giant came back to his castle because he visited his friend Cornish Ogre, who had stayed with him for 7 years, and Giant was not in his castle for 7 years because he visited his friend. So when he arrived, he saw the children playing in his garden, and he was very aggressive at that time. So in a very gruff voice, he cried on the children that, "What are you doing here?" Then the children frightened and ran away from there. Then after, Giant has written on a notice board that trespassers will be prosecuted. And we all know that he was very selfish. Then no children go there, and they tried to go there, but because they were very frightened of Giant, so they never visited in his garden then come to the next page. Here you can see, then after, in winters, the trees were silver, it was painted by frost, all over there was frost. So no like trees bore fruits. He was wrapped in furs, and he rode all the day about the garden because he was very scared that there is no fruit, and he was very scared even that this is a delightful spot, he said. He used to sit in his room and talk about his garden, that his garden was full of flowers, full of cherish. So one by one, the hail come. Then it said the hail said every day for 3 hours he rattled on the roof of the castle till he broke most of the slates, and then he ran round and round the garden as fast as he could go. He was dressed in grey, and his breath was like ice. So he was not able to find that what happened to his garden, why there are no flowers, and about that. But spring never came in his garden. But one day he saw a boy that he was trying to, here you can see that children were in his garden, and he can see the spring came in his garden. Then he went to his garden, and he saw a little boy who was unable to climb up the tree. Then he helped him, he carried him and kept him and helped him to climb the tree. Then in all his garden the spring came, and he was very happy to see that. Even he felt sorry for what he had done. So he was very happy to see that. After that, he allowed the children to come in his garden daily, and he threw that notice which he had earlier given. So here you can see in this picture the giant is playing in his garden with the children, and children are very happy. Now this is all about the story that you have seen. The selfish giant became very kind, and just because of the children. Okay, so now here is your homework, that you have to read this story twice and pick out the difficult words. At least you have to write 10 difficult words, and you have to learn vocabulary, and try to do the book exercise. But you have to show me only the word bank and vocabulary. The PDF I am sending to you. I hope it will be beneficial for you. If you have any query, then you can contact me. Thank you.